Hey, it's your boy Domination. This is Back in the Basic. Chuck of the Deuces, how we text, baby, man. I thought it's back into this. We're doing this. Real men rise up, fake men rise up. Real will rise up, fake will rise up. Pray to word, preacher, preach on. And today's topic to talk about is 3 generation rule the nation. Yeah, and that's some truth. Why you think they always say 3 generation? See, Harvey, I just saw your video and you was talking about James Williams speak the truth. Yeah, he did. But at the same time, we need to know who these people is. We need to know who to trace their bloodline from ancient times and in the modern times now. We need to know who they is. I've been saying this for quite some time, and I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people been saying this. Where do black people come from? If you go back far many years, centuries ago, some people say that blacks were the first people. Yeah, in that succession, yeah, dark skin. Why is it blacks been treated the way they do? Because it got something to do with this goddamn Moors. Who are the Moors? The Moors are the people of North Africa. That's become an Arab and Berber. Like Berber is Berber, like barber shop is Berber. You got to look back. Who are the Moors? The Moors are the people who conquered Sicily and Spain. And they were black, trust me. There were black men and black women conquered of Europe. And they took over when the so-called whatever they call that Black Plague, the Black Death. Black Death is the death of Moors. That's what it is. That's what Black Death was about. And Black Panther, when they pledged to took over, pledge mean they pledged to run Europe, and they put whites to slaves. This is why it's going on. Then you got to look at the Black Plague, the Black Death, and the Dark Ages. Dark Ages, that's when the ages of the dark brothers and sisters was run in Europe at that time. The first Europeans is actually goddamn black. Even white people know that. But guess what? Who the people they brought in? The Knight Templars. Who are the Knight Templars? The Knight Templars are the people who quote unquote created this banking system. Moors were the ones who create this modern scientists, Moors the scientists, whatever you want to call it. What the founder? This is why that whole that Mason board. It got a lot to do with this. This whole Mason board between the symbolized between black people and white folks. What is White Knight? The White Knight is the Moor. I mean, no. The White Knight is the Templar. The Black Knight is a Moor. The Dark Knight, when they say Dark Knight, what do you think Dark Knight is they talking about? The Dark Knight is a Moor. The White Knight, the Light Knight is a so-called Templar. And because of that, Moors brought the Knight Templars and taught them everything. This is why the Moors not only got kicked out in Spain, but they also got kicked out in Sicily because of the accomplishment. But they did some evil stuff. So not only they did some evil stuff, but Knight Templars did some evil stuff too. Oh yeah, they some devil worship. Oh yeah, and you want to talk about the Moors devil stuff? Or the Knight Templars did it as well, and the Mongols. This is why a lot of this thing's taking place. But because of that, how the Moors got killed? The Moors got killed when they've been roasted, and when they took them out of the Muslim conquest, when they took over everything, and the white European Christians, they couldn't take it anymore. They're like, take all of these Moors down, and that's what they did because they had sex with the European women. The Moors, they did that. They had sex with the European women, and not only they had sex with the European women and intermating with other races of women, they were slaving women and children. This is why a lot of that going on. And it's still going on to this very day. It ain't nothing new. It's just a new chapter, new day, new year. But because of why that stuff went down, when after the Moors was took out of power, Knight Templars took out of power because they will worship the Baphomet between half male, half female body part, and it's got something to do with a lost hidden treasure somewhere about the Holy Grail of the day of Jesus died. And some people say that Jesus was marked frame of an innocent man because they think that Jesus had something to do to kill John the Baptist. Some people say that. But because of that, no one knows what the truth. But I believe that whoever killed John the Baptist had to be St. Andrews. It gotta be. Because if you look at Scotland, when you look at Britain, you look at Jamaica, you look at the quote unquote Confederate flag, they always got the mark X because that represents St. Andrew. St. Andrew, you got to look at that up. How he crossed not Jesus, but he crossed John the Baptist too, because Jesus and John the Baptist grew up together. Because of that, we need to understand why, Harvey, why this is so much conflict is going on. Why is it? Why is it there's so much conflict? But I doubt if it's ever going to change that. But if they want a solution of this, then they got to put a stop to this, especially the new generation. The old generation is so messed up, man, because they pass it on to the young people. This is why young people to this day talk about Illuminati. But where does that come from? That comes from Germany. The Barbarian Illuminati. That came from Adam and Wassman, whatever his name is. That's the guy who's the founder of the Illuminati. And here's something else, Harvey Superboy, brother, that this been going on for years. When after Morris took after Morris took out of power, the Knight Templars took out of power because they was crucified to burn when they was castified to the burning of the cross. This is why the cross represent. That's why every year the Ku Klux Klan is shedding fire in the cross. Why? Because that's the same day when they celebrate they celebrate the genocides of the Knight Templars. This is why. And actually the Moors, they celebrate their genocides of the Moors. When they was being roast up, they were roast up in beef. Meaning they've been cooked. They've been cooked out. Moors, they were being killed in the cast to the fire. They were roast in the fire. Knight Templars being cast out to the fire of the cross. That's why every year the Ku Klux Klan is lit up the cross, the burning cross. You might think is against Christianity. Yeah, it is, but there's a reason for it. But because of the Moors was being crucified, I mean the Knight Templars being crucified, not the Moors, but the Knight Templars. They both been crucified, the Moors and the Knight Templars. Now we're going to talk about the Mongols. Who are the Mongols? The Mongols are the people who created this kind of army is Genghis Khan. But because Genghis Khan, he took over not only in Asia but Europe and Africa. This is why the Sam Bushmen got features of Asians, and you got to look at it. They came around the same time when the Moors and the Knight Templars. And I don't know what happened to them, but I believe they got cast by the desert. I think they were being killed because there was a movie called The Mummy, Mummy 1, Mummy 2. I think Mummy 2, when they were showing apart when the Mongols was being killed and they got cast out by a desert cave. I think that's what happened to the Mongols. Why I'm showing these three right here. The reason why I'm showing this, Harvey, because it got something to do with this. It got something to do when the Bible was written by St. Peter, the day when Jesus died. And some say that Mary Magdalene with this Holy Grail thing, Jesus' cup. And to this day, they still try to find that. Look at him. Ham is Africans. Shem is the people, is the Middle East, the Jews and all that, all the way from Asians and the part of the Japhet. What I'm trying to say is black people and white people intermix with people of Shem and Shem and Ham. And Asians and blacks were mixed with the people Japhet. And Japhet people mixed with Shem and Ham. They all mixed together. That's the point. And the reason why that takes place now, but because between the Moors, the Knight Templars, and the Mongols, who the reincarnation of the Moors? Who the reincarnation of the Moors? The Black Panthers, the Nation of Islam, and the black Israelites, whatever you want to call them, and the Black Guerrilla family, the Gangster Disciples, the Vice Lords, the Crips and Bloods, all these gangs that you think they're descendants from this. They're descendants. Even the Black Mafia family. Oh yes, they're part of this stuff. They're part of it. They're part of it. This is why these things are going on. So, who the reincarnation of the Moors? The Nation of Islam. It's that simple. And the Black Panthers and all the rest. Because without the Black Panthers, Crips and Bloods would have never came out. This is why. And who the reincarnation of the Knight Templars, the Templars, the Ku Klux Klan, the Nazi skinheads, and the quote unquote Aryan Brotherhood, and Hell's Angels, and all the rest of these Europeans. I mean, you think about it. You think of the Italian mafia, Jewish mafia, their descendants, and even the Zionists. They are part of this. They're part of this. But because of this is why everybody is aware of it, but nobody wants to talk about it because they act like this is nothing going on. This has got to go. This has got to stop now for many years to come because of that reason. But because of that reason, black people, not only they was descendants and traced their blood to the Moors, white people are traced their blood to the Templars. It's the same reason when Queen of Sheba married King Solomon. But because of that, this is why the first temple, the second temple, and the third temple. But because of the Knight Templar, that name is still coming on the Templar to this very day. Who you think the so-called Red Cross? Who you think the so-called the people of Switzerland? Who you think all this stuff is going on? Without Switzerland, they profit 2 wars: World War I, World War II, and World War III. They declared World War III going on, and World War IV and World War V. That been taking place, and it's still going on to this very day. And that's why they'll do anything to gain their power. And they will do it, and they're not giving up that power no time soon. They're not giving it up. And black people need to be aware of that. Oh yeah, you need to know who the Knight Templars are, because the Ku Klux Klan ain't nothing but the reincarnation of those folks right there. Because you've been battling them for years. They battled you when you are the descendants of the damn Moors. This been going on. Anyway, who the reincarnation of the Mongols? The Shaolin monks, the Chinese triads, and the Japanese mafia. You'll have a hard time believing this. And the whole Buddhism. That stuff was started in the damn Mongols just as much as Catholics started off with the Knight Templars, and the goddamn Islam started off with the damn Moors. The Hebrews started to the Knight Templars and the motherfucking Moors. This has been going on. If you notice, the sun represents the Templars, the moon represents the Moors, and this whole heat represents the Mongols. That, if you put it all that together, that been going on for centuries. That been going on. And it's taking place now. Then you got to look at the Aborigines in the so-called Antarctica and South America and Europe, South America, North America, that been going on. That been going on for quite some times. I bet you always wonder why I'm showing this. I'm showing this because this is why all this deception to trace their blood. White Asians trace their blood to the Mongols. Black people trace their blood to the Moors. Whites trace their blood to the Templars. This is nothing new. This is going on for years. And you mean to tell me you don't know that? You should have known that. We all should have known that. This explains why whites and blacks and Asians and everybody else cannot get along because of this damn deadly conflict. They can't even get along with their own damn people because their own people done them wrong just as much as other races do. All races been done wrong by their own people, just like they done wrong by other races. Put your differences to the side. We're all in this together. If we're not in this together, then everything's going to fall apart and fall and take place and everything else. So Harvey, this explains why this going on. The quote-unquote Black Lives Matter, y'all ain't nothing but the descendants of the so-called Moors. Y'all are from the Nation of Islam, the Black Guerrilla, the Black Guerrilla family, whatever you want to call it, the Black Panthers, the Black Israelites, the quote-unquote, all these different parts of black. This is where you're descendants. And you so-called white people, you descendants of the Templars because of the Ku Klux Klan, the skinheads, the Nazis, the neo-Nazis, and all these other goddamn Europeans. This is why it's going on now. You are a trace of that. Just like look at the Mongols, the so-called Chinese triad, the Japanese mafia, the Shaolin monks, all this other stuff of the Buddhism, Hinduism, all that stuff is traced from that. Even from Israel and Islam was tracing the Moors and the Knight Templars. Then all of that in the Buddhism, Hinduism from the Mongols. Please, people, go look this up. This is a fact, and I ain't got to explain it anymore. I don't got to lie to you. Because I did my research. I studied Africa, I studied Europe, I studied Asia, and then Australia and Antarctica, all these other countries. There are 7 continents. There's actually 7 of them. And they believe that this quote unquote of Atlantis that white people been taught, this tall white alien. They really believe this Navic race of people call themselves the master race. The only reason why they call themselves the master race, because what they're saying is we're the founders of Freemasons because of the day when the Knight Templars. Yes, that's why. The skull and bones and the so-called boule of the Moors. And then you wonder why all this shit is taking place. All of it. This battle needs to end right now. Not now, but now. For many years to come, because else they're going to keep having these issues. They're going to keep having them. Because they all part of one people together. And let's end this shit once and for all. That's all I say about that. And it's your boy, Domination. This is Back in the Basic. Chugging the Deuces out of text, baby. Until next time, all right? All right. Peace. I'm out. All right. Peace.